Fridays with a Roller segment tonight, a scandal at the Veterans Administration. In Phoenix, there are charges that the local VA covered up delays in medical treatment for about 1,500 vets, causing some of them to actually die. General Eric Shinseki is in charge of the VA.
How many dead veterans do you need before somebody asks the question within the White House, maybe this guy isn't the best steward of these veterans?
The question, Jake, is, are we doing everything we can every day to get the veterans the care and the opportunities that they deserve?
But you're not. This letter was sent a year ago, and you guys ignored it.
And we have been working aggressively to ensure that not only is healthcare expanded, opportunities made more ready to our vets, but that people are held to account.
Now, there has been trouble at the VA for years, and we know it firsthand here on The Factor. Factor viewers and others have donated more than $20 million to purchase high-tech wheelchairs for the most severely wounded vets from Afghanistan and Iraq. Of course, the VA should be doing that, but it's not. And we have not even heard from them about our support of the Independence Fund, the charity that's providing the track chairs. Let's not analyze Geraldo Rivera. So I don't think there's any doubt, because the Undersecretary for Health in the Department of the VA was forced to quit today, a guy named Dr. Robert Petzel. So there's chaos here.
Well, he's the first to fall. He's the one who's hands-on in charge of, the quality of care at the VAs. I'd like to say more about that.
But remember, in the beginning, the VA denied all this, all right? They denied it for a week.
Well, he's been involved in controversies. Petzel, in fairness, has been involved in controversies for at least 6 months. He well predates the deaths. Remember, he's the man who presided over the standard of care during the outbreak of Legionnaire's disease. We had a half a dozen vets dying from an infection from the hospital, a hospital-borne infection. And he's also the person who presided over these cumbersome and in some cases possibly deadly waits. So Petzel really was the guy, the line guy in charge. Now the question becomes, does his resignation today, this surprise resignation, does this take pressure off the VA secretary? Does it take General Shinseki?
Yeah.
Now, does General Shinseki, is he now insulated from some of this controversy because the person, actually in charge of the health care has now resigned, or will there be further probes? I suspect, now that the FBI is investigating the allegation that people died on the waiting list, that Shinseki's fate is still not determined.
I think it is determined. I think that, like Sebelius, he will go. But you see, they play this political game. They never get you out immediately. They just let it go. And sometime in September, October, mark my words, Shinseki will just resign. Has to, and because they don't have any credibility left. His own doctors, this is what sealed it for me. His own doctors, people working in Phoenix at the VA hospital, on camera going, hey, not only did they have this secret list that people were waiting for care and they knew about it, but when we told them about it, we the doctors, because the doctors and the nurses at the VA hospital, they're not accountable for this. They do a good job. But we told them in Washington, and they didn't do anything about it.
It's interesting you mentioned Sebelius. I think the parallels with healthcare.gov are absolute.
Right.
And what it speaks to, and the reason the president is very worried about this, it speaks to his managerial competence.
Absolutely.
It's all about, can the Obama administration administrate?
Right.
It clearly.
And what's the answer to that? What's the answer to that, Geraldo? Well, can the Obama administration administrate?
The answer is more nuanced than I think you want.
It is. Come on.
Remember that up until this, even with the Legionnaire's disease outbreak in September, the patients in the VA, once you become a patient, they say that the care in the 6.5 million people who use the VA say the care is superior than the care private patients get in private hospitals.
That goes to the doctors and nurses and personnel working
Fair enough.
Not to Shinseki.
But Shinseki is the man in charge. This war
hero,
this wounded war hero is the man. If indeed he's going to be the person who the buck stops here, then he has to get credit for the fact that the quality of care.
So yeah, I mean,
you can't convict a war hero.
I'm not convicting him of anything.
Facts are in. Let the FBI investigate. There may have been crimes committed. We don't allege, and nobody suggests.
Is that the same FBI that's investigating Benghazi? We really haven't found anybody there, have we? Is that the same Obama administration that was supposed to protect the guys there?
The scandal has more legs than the Benghazi scandal, I believe.
Geraldo, everybody, there he is, and...
Such as it is.
Don't take it personally.
It is what it is.
You bet. Don't go outside tonight. And also, I'd like to thank Gene and Herbert Siegel, who donated $45,000 to the Independence Fund to buy 3 track chairs. The Siegels did this through the Jewish Communal Fund.
Can you tell about the donation you made to my charity?
I don't tell about that.
You curmudgeon, who's actually a very charitable